Hi everyone, this is video tutorial about using AS hydraulics. First step is to install application. You install the MSI package that you download from App Store. View documentation if you want, but you don't need it now because this is video tutorial about all that is written in instructions. So we don't read it now. We won't read it now. Let's close the installer. Our application is installed. Let's run AutoCAD 2018 and see what happens with it after installing AS hydraulics. When AutoCAD runs, you will see AS hydraulics item or tab in your ribbon. AS hydraulics panel in add-ins tab. Let's just open create new drawing. Won't do anything with it. Yes, the application appears in your ribbon in add-ins tab. And also you should see all in ribbon. You see only one button, calculate scheme, and all other functions of this application are in main menu that you will see after you set menu bar system variable to 1. Yes, there it is. Application has many functions, and all these functions we will see right now in this video tutorial. Okay, the first step is complete. The application is installed. The second step is to try something. Let's try simple scheme at examples folder that is located in program data, Autodesk application plugins, AS hydraulics bundle, contents, resources, schemes, examples. The simplest scheme is this one, example 1. Let's see what it contains. It contains the most simple hydraulic scheme that you can imagine. It consists only of 2 elements, DP source. This is not exactly a pressure source. This is a source of differential pressure. And the second element is valve. So we have 2 elements connected with pipe to each other, and right now we will calculate this scheme. There's one thing in one thing related to MSI package downloaded from Autodesk App Store. This thing is that application is not activated until you call command. Maybe it's right, maybe it's not, but this is so. To make AS hydraulics work properly, you should at least once press this button in your ribbon. Button is called AS hydraulics calc scheme. Now, as you can see, application is loaded. You see this text. Okay, loading AS hydraulics done. And also you see message about trial mode. This is not this text contains some mistakes. It should be trial mode if you don't have license. Okay, application is loaded, and right now we will calculate this simple scheme. To calculate scheme, we also should press AS hydraulics calc scheme or call command calculate scheme in AS hydraulics item in main menu. This is the same. Again, we see a message about trial mode. And then we should select first element of scheme. The first element of scheme should be almost always DP source or the pump. So let's select DP source. Application shows that it recognized this scheme and with color it shows the first element as violet or purple, and the rest elements of scheme are green. And then you see the message that if you want to continue, you should press enter, and if you want to interrupt the process, you should press 0. We want to continue, so we press enter. Then we see suggestion to pick first element of next scheme. Next scheme is any other scheme that you want to calculate simultaneously with this scheme. In this drawing we don't have any other scheme, we have only one scheme, so we don't select anything, we just press enter again. The first step of calculation is complete. Application suggests you to confirm or change calculation boundaries. We don't change anything, we just agree, so we press enter, and calculation continues. And then when calculation finishes, you see proposition to press enter to regen screen, to update the data on your screen, or press 0 if you don't want to update screen. We want to update screen, we press enter. Nothing changed because this scheme was calculated earlier. And if we want to see some changes, we should change any parameter of any element in this scheme. Let's see. DP source, its main parameter is I call it DH. This is differential pressure of this element. If you increase differential pressure, the flow in scheme increases. If you make differential pressure lower, flow in scheme will be lower. Let's try it. Let's increase differential pressure of this source to from 15 to 25. Okay, we see message about trial mode, and again we select first element of this scheme, then press enter again, confirm boundaries because we agree with them, and when calculation finishes, after pressing enter we will see changes. Now let's see, before we made the changes, the flow, mass flow in this scheme was 12 cubic meters per hour, and after we press enter we see 16 cubic meters per hour. Also we can increase hydraulic resistance of pipe. The main parameter of pipe are its diameter and its length. Should we change length or diameter? I don't know. Let's try change pipe's diameter, and we cannot calculate scheme again because we have to reopen drawing. Well, let's save it. And open again. Okay. When we changed pipe's diameter but didn't recalculate scheme, we changed also pressure losses on this pipe because we didn't change flow. To see how flow changes, we recalculate scheme. Let's do it. Again, confirm boundaries. Press enter again, and we see that mass flow in our scheme became less, from 16 to 7 cubic meters per hour. So this is the example of how to calculate hydraulic schemes. Let's see more complex scheme. For example, we have the most complex scheme in examples is scheme with heat exchangers. Scheme with heat exchangers contains of two hydraulic parts. The first hydraulic part is on the side of first contour of heat exchanger, and the second hydraulic part is on the side of the second contour of heat exchanger. Also in this scheme we have room this is some room in which somebody or something is located. In this scheme, we just calculate temperature in this room. And also we have environment, outdoor temperature. Let's call it this way. Outdoor temperature, well, for example, minus 47 degrees. Let's calculate this scheme, but to see changes in this scheme, we should change at least one parameter of this scheme, because this scheme was calculated earlier, and if we don't change anything, we won't see changes. For example, we want to see how um, mm, how many degrees lower will be temperature at personal room. This is our personnel room. If we, for example, make lower differential pressure on our external heat source. Well, let's make it 20 and recalculate scheme. To recalculate this scheme, we should point first element of first scheme, and then we should select scheme's second element, which is related to contour direction. Why do we have to do this? Because the program doesn't know which direction of flow do you consider as positive. And this scheme is closed, and the program equally can calculate it counterclockwise or clockwise. So we should point positive direction. We point this object as object related to positive direction. The first scheme shows as correct. Then we press enter to continue, and then we select next scheme's first element. The next scheme in our case will be this one that is on the side of second contour of heat exchanger. We point first element. This will be, of course, pump in this scheme, and then we point positive point second object of scheme related to positive direction. This is this pipe. Scheme is recognized. Let's press enter, enter again, and calculation starts. We remember that in our personnel room, the temperature was 18.6 degrees. And after calculation, it should change. Let's confirm calculation boundaries. for 2 schemes now. So we press enter 4 times. Wait a while and calculation is complete. Calculation is complete. We press enter and see the temperature in our personnel room is lower than it was. And it's quietly expected because we made lower differential pressure on the source, and that's why the flow in first contour of heat exchanger became lower and heat flow also became lower. So this is 2 examples how to calculate schemes. And this tutorial is complete. The third step that you should do is to watch the second tutorial, which will explain how to create your own schemes, how to edit your own schemes, and what else can you do with your schemes using application AS Hydraulics. Thank you. Goodbye.